What is a small, everyday decision you made that unexpectedly changed your life for the better? Not fully for the best because it was still traumatic, but I took my friend up to cat sitter Kitty's while her and her partner were away for a couple days, didn't think anything of it, if anything welcome to have a couple nights alone. I had a roommate. Second night and my roommate calls me that a drunk driver running from the police crashed full speed into our gas meter and our house was fully on fire. All humans thankfully made it out alive. One beloved dog had passed, but that one causal choice to wash a pal's cat saved me from the impact and potential death of that crash. Microdosing THC. I went through a lot of mental health issues during COVID and having 2 kids during that time, and I tried a few different prescribed products by my doctor, but all of them made me so nauseous to the point where I'd throw up basically daily. I found a little THC CBD shop that sold 5mg THC gummies for both daytime and nighttime, and on the days that I eat properly and exercise, taking one in the afternoon just makes everything so much easier on my brain, and I barely feel the usual effects from THC that I remember from back when I was in college. 25 years old, working as a waitress bartender for 5 years. Went down to the local community college one late August day to just get some information about how to become a nurse. Sat down and talked with the professor, who before I could even think about it or change my mind, signed me up on the spot, and a year later, boom, I was an LPN. Fast forward 6 years later, I was an RN, now it's 30 years later and I'm still at it, but it gave me a good life, and the ability to save for retirement hopefully in 18 months. Our family does around each a favorite thing from today and kudos time, something you appreciate or are proud of someone for that day at the dinner table each night. Been incredible to see what hits home for our 2 and 4 year olds. Has really helped me prioritize playing with them and generally making the effort to do stuff I know they truly appreciate and enjoy. As a stay-at-home mom, it's also wonderful to feel seen and be recognized for the work I put in each day. No matter how small. I do not have sex with women I am not married to. This has allowed me to never worry about unexpected pregnancies or child support. I have 3 children from the same woman. I have been married twice. My children live with me. That's it. I also have found that women are more comfortable around me knowing I am not trying to sleep with them. Now, I do love making out and snuggling, but no sex. And, yeah, I get hot ladies, and being abstinent makes them at times want me more. This is weird, but I started drinking a shot of hard alcohol at night and it gives me like 6 hours of calm or rest before I used to worry so much that I'd puke blood. My heart rate lowers too, like from 100 to 80. I'm sure it's not a great coping mechanism, but it works and I can afford therapy. My life is never-ending stress. Imagine a hugely stressful event every 2 days forever. That's my life. There is never any peace. At least when I'm buzzed I care about it less. Walking every day. I work a desk job and used to average about 1,500 steps per day. I now get up every hour and walk around the block or around the office complex if I'm working there. I also hit the gym when I can, once or twice every other week. I maintain 10k steps at a minimum every day, and my partner and I walk as a hobby now. I've lost 10 kilograms and have so much more energy in life in me now. Feeling in better shape at 42 than I did at 22. Stopping in my car before going into work to tell myself that whatever I focused on, I gave power to. So I might as well focus on the good, the positive. I'm a teacher and it completely changed my outlook, mood, and behaviors. I did it every day for 6 months before it became second nature. I still do it when I feel my focus narrowing on the crap. There's always crap, and there's always good. I get to choose what my mind will focus on. I installed a browser extension that removes YouTube video recommendations on the home screen and next to videos. I also deleted all the social media apps from my phone other than Reddit, which I don't get addicted to. I have regained dozens hours each week to dedicate to activities I never had time for before, Reddit being one, and I've gained so much value from Reddit career-wise than any other app. Truly life-changing. Accepting that it's perfectly okay to only wear shoes that are comfortable. I do a lot of walking for my job and for some reason felt that I had to keep trying to wear certain pairs of high-heel boots that just killed me after a while. Because I owned them. One day, I just said, wait, why? And ever since I only wear footwear that I can fly and still really fashionable boots. What an epiphany that my feet don't have to hurt. There's something called the 5-minute rule, where you set a goal to complete a task, but you only focus on it for 5 minutes. If after 5 minutes, you feel that it's so horrible that you have to stop, then you are free to do so without feeling guilty. Then come back to it another time for another 5 minutes, and possibly next time, you won't feel the same way, and may stick around for 10 minutes instead. Not what you really wanted, but drinking tea made me drink more fluids, and I've noticed that ever since I've been drinking tea I've felt better due to more hydration. Plus there are a bunch of flavors and there's no big downside to it. I drink different teas when I'm in different moods and doing different things, and it's crazy how strongly our minds associate the flavor of the tea with what we're doing. Making it part of my bedtime routine to do the dishes before I go upstairs and get ready for bed. Usually I just can't be asked, but I've trained myself to do it anyway. It takes 10 minutes, and when I walk into the kitchen the next morning I'm always pleasantly surprised by how nice and clean it looks. Puts me in a good mood while I make my coffee and breakfast and starts the day off just right. Storytel, audiobooks. Just have about an hour or two a week of really free time where I'm actually relax kids to bed, not sports for the kids, no work, no wife, no dishes, no talking bad to myself etc. Decided to just give audiobooks a go. Just an hour or two a week. But the average audiobook is 8-10 hours. So just 2 hours a week I went from 0 books in 10 years to about 10 books a year. Be helpful and friendly to everyone you meet. It may not be hard for you to help someone, but receiving a helping hand when you need it the most can make all the difference. And then you're stimulating good karma. Hopefully that person will go out of their way to help someone else. It may or may not eventually get back to you, but either way you have made someone's day that little bit easier. Positive self-talk. Turns out my mental and emotional health improve a lot when I stop telling myself I'm a piece of shit and obsessing over my every flaw and mistake, and start reminding myself of all my good qualities and celebrating every accomplishment or victory, no matter how small. I call it the positive feedback loop. I've even discovered things about myself that I never knew before, using one of those pre-made food services. This has been such a blessing for me. I save so much money, and as someone on the spectrum with a history of an ed, it's done wonders. Saves so much time, I don't have to worry about gaining weight, and I get to avoid textures and being overstimulated at the grocery store. Also I always have a decent lunch for work. Best solution ever. 1. Not putting water on my toothpaste before I brush my teeth. Turns out my mouth already has enough water. 2. Putting my alarm clock far enough away from my bed that I have to get out of bed to turn it off. I used to be a heavy snoozer growing up. Now I never hit the snooze button. I sometimes miss sleeping in, but I'm way more productive now. I started a daily journal about 25 years ago. A few lines or paragraphs every day with some gaps, of course. Usually do it just before bed. I may record a big event happening in the world, but more so that my left knee football injury back, plus what I was watching on TV at that moment. I label the time and temperature if I know them. I try to journal every day, and something my counselor told me years ago was to finish these 2 prompts x3 or x5 whenever I journal. I am grateful for, and I like the way It really helps me stay positive when every day I have to think about what I'm grateful for and what I've done that I'm proud of that day. B12 supplement. I have gastric problems, so my diet is often lackluster. I saw something that mentioned B12 is difficult to absorb, and even though my soy milk had some in it, I probably wasn't getting all of it. After 2 weeks of B12 gummies I had some crackhead energy for a few days. It's been off and on since then. Deleting TikTok, Facebook, Twitter and Insta, and only having Reddit and YouTube. May delete Reddit as well. But I noticed I'm spending less time on social and spending more time with the things I love, my cats and my partner. And plus it's made me more mindful of how bad the internet can really be. Stopped trying to limit screen time with hard limits. I was using the goddamn phone more with those apps installed and intentional effort. I stopped stressing so hard about it, and my screen time dropped naturally since I wasn't constantly preoccupied with how much I was using my phone. Drinking more water. When I worked in an office, I would get something to drink when I went to my desk. An hour later, I needed to recycle it, and I would refill my cup. Set up a virtuous cycle that, along with some other changes, contributed to a healthier and much lighter me. Eating plenty of vegetables and fruit. If I can, I make sure I'm getting my RDA of vitamins and minerals from a supplement. It's so easy to get into the habit where your diet no longer provides some essentials, and then you start to get ill more often and can experience other issues. Breaks. I don't have enough energy to get through my coursework all at once, and doing so burns me out very quickly. I find taking a 5-minute break in between 40-minute work periods actually increases my efficiency and quality of work than doing everything in 2 hours at once. Deleted my IG, Facebook and other social media apps, Stopped giving a shit about what people do in their life. I'm only 26 and hate my generation. Lol, everybody on their story looks happy and seems to have money. You meet them in real life and they're as miserable as it comes. Waking up 30 minutes earlier than I need to. Perfect amount of time for me to get up, make a pot of coffee and watch the news before going to work. No longer rushed in the morning. Get to watch the traffic report to see if I need to take a different highway or a bridge. I make my lunch the night before work instead of in the morning before I leave. I'm a night owl, so I'm way more alert at night, which helps prevent forgotten items and thus getting hungry later in the day, and has the added bonus of letting me sleep slightly later. Being really good with my hygiene. Brushing my teeth at least twice a day, flossing every day, having a good skin and hair care routine, wearing cologne and good deodorant. I'm much more presentable than I was just 5 years ago, and it's paid off many times. Adopting a dog. Pets are the best. I go for walks every morning. I've met all my neighbors because I'm out with the dog. I love all the funny stuff the dog does. I even like that he's fully taken over my bed even though he has 3 dog beds of his own. Speaking as a country girl now living in the city, a white noise machine. The sound of crickets chirping or rain is so much more relaxing and comfortable for me to sleep to than traffic and sirens. Also, blackout curtains as I work third shift, a 10-minute or less nightly closing shift. Hang up coats, fold blankets, fluff up the couch pillows, make sure dishes are in the dishwasher, etc. Makes your mornings feel significantly more relaxed waking up to a tidy living space.